Welcome to the Cinema Gold Show. I'm your host, Larry Lease. Today we're diving into the latest headlines from around the industry, as well as giving our take on 7 MCU villains that deserve their own film. First, we'd like to thank our sponsor, Poddex, for sponsoring this episode. Check them out today at poddex.com and use the promo code Larry21 for 10% off your order. And now let's dive into today's first topic. In honor of Star Wars Day, the newest trailer for ObiWan Kenobi has just been released. We got some glimpses and sounds of Darth Vader. The new ObiWan Kenobi trailer is the second Disney has released for the upcoming series. While the first trailer focused on the exiled Obi-Wan and the Inquisitors tasked with hunting Jedi, this new trailer offers a glimpse of Darth Vader and a lot more action. The trailer ends with a series of close-ups that show Vader's bionic body, parts being assembled from an arm being screwed into place to his iconic chest panel being attached and switched on, as well as the unmistakable sound of his heavy breathing. There's much more to see besides from Joel Edgerton's Uncle Owen, who clearly isn't happy with the idea of Kenobi training a young Luke, to a glimpse of Kumail and Gianni's new character, not to mention the Inquisitors hunting for Obi-Wan, a handheld droid, and one of the few times we see Obi-Wan using a blaster. A new poster also includes a little extra look at Vader set amid a landscape behind a moody-looking Obi-Wan Kenobi. It was confirmed that Hayden Christensen is set to return as Darth Vader for the upcoming series. Finally seeing Christensen and Ewan McGregor's Obi-Wan next face-off following the end of Star Wars Revenge of the Sith. McGregor previously called seeing Christensen as Darth Vader spine-tingling. Meanwhile, Christensen said returning to the role after 17 years is surreal, but at the same time natural, and that he binged the entire animated series to prepare for the role. While you can get an early look at Darth Vader in some concept photos, the full reveal will seemingly have to wait until Kenobi premieres on Disney Plus with 2 episodes on May 27th. Let us know your thoughts on the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. Are you excited for it? Are you a fan of it? Are you going to watch it? Or are you just going to pass on it? Let us know in the comment section below. And as always, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. And now on to our second topic. Dave Chappelle was recently attacked on stage by an armed man while performing at Los Angeles' Hollywood Bowl. Comedian Dave Chappelle was attacked on stage by an armed man Tuesday night as he performed at Los Angeles' Hollywood Bowl Arena, with videos from audience members' cell phones quickly flooding social media and showing a man appear to run onto the stage and tackle the comic. The LAPD said the 23-year-old man pointed a weapon, later determined to be a replica handgun, that contained a knife blade at Chappelle. The suspect was identified as Isaiah Lee of Los Angeles and was arrested and accused of assault with a deadly weapon. Chappelle was not injured in the attack. Following the incident, Lee was transported to the hospital for medical treatment for injuries before being taken to the police station and arrested. Lee is being held on a $30,000 bail. Chappelle's representatives said in a statement that, quote, Chappelle is fully cooperating with the active police investigation into this incident. The performances by Chappelle at the Hollywood Bowl were epic and record-breaking, and he refuses to allow last night's incident to overshadow the magic of this historic moment. Chappelle, whose unapologetic humor has made him a lightning rod for criticism, appeared unscathed by the sudden interruption and later joked with fellow comedian and actor Jamie Foxx on stage that he'd taken revenge on his attacker. Videos posted to Twitter appeared to show the person who charged Chappelle being detained outside the venue by police, and then loaded into an ambulance with visible injuries. Witnesses said, and videos appeared to show that the man was set upon by multiple people on stage immediately after he attacked Chappelle. While the entire debacle was captured in multiple videos shot by members of the audience, cell phone use was officially banned during the performance. The motivation for the initial attack remained unclear. Chappelle was on stage performing as part of the Netflix is a Joke comedy festival sponsored by the streaming giant. Comedian Chris Rock was at the show and jokingly asked if the attacker was Will Smith, who made headlines by bounding up on stage and slapping rock at the Academy Awards in March. Chappelle drew a sharp rebuke late last year from the transgender community for jokes at their expense featured in his latest Netflix special, The Closer, which premiered in October. Netflix stood by the Washington, D.C. native, continuing to air the special despite hundreds of its own employees staging a walkout over what they deemed Chappelle's transphobic jokes. The comic later said he'd be happy to meet with any member of the transgender community, but that he would not be swayed by anyone's demands to censor his routine. And now on to our next topic. Let's talk film and TV. And this week, 7 MCU villains that deserve their own films. The MCU is full of iconic villains, characters you either root for or characters you love to hate. While the villains are not without their evil intentions, Marvel has made an effort in making the villains as compelling or sympathetic as possible. While these characters may have nefarious plans, they're almost always for understandable intentions. Truth be told, sometimes these villains stand out even more than the heroes they are fighting against. Because of this, it leads one to imagine seeing these characters getting more emphasis or focus in a separate movie or series. There are characters we'd all love to see again, and more importantly, characters we want to see have their own standalone films. So let's start off with Eric Killmonger. Black Panther's Killmonger is a great villain. He may be misguided, and his intentions may be extreme, but you know that he has a point. You can't help but agree with his ways, namely when he points out how T'Challa and his father hid Wakanda away and lived in royalty as their people suffered and were oppressed in the outside world. Still, the way he achieves his means is twisted and lethal, his moral compass skewed by his own life experiences. Since Black Panther, Killmonger hasn't had much of a presence outside of What If. Being a fan favorite villain, it would be intriguing to see him in a solo project as his morality is shattered. With a prestigious military background, there is still so much to see with Killmonger and what led him down the wrong path. In a movie filled with great characters, Killmonger being a standout is no easy feat. Next up, Thanos. Thanos currently stands as one of Marvel's most compelling and interesting characters. Sure, he's a tyrant bent on universal destruction, but he enacts his mission with raw emotion and has even led people to question if he really is the villain everyone says he is. In terms of villains, Marvel has tried to flesh out Thanos as the biggest name out there. As a testament to his popularity, Thanos was almost the narrator of Infinity War. Marvel has continued to utilize the Titan in different ways, such as when he was convinced to drop his universe-dominating goal and become a hero in What If. Given Thanos' continued success, it's not too unlikely that we might see him again in a solo film. Next up, Vulture. Making his debut in Spider-Man Homecoming, Adrian Toomes is an everyday working man who founded his own business to provide for his family. When one of his contracts is canceled, he resorts to illegal activity and becomes a dangerous villain. Despite his behavior, it's hard not to sympathize with a guy who puts his life on the line to give his kid a better chance in life. Incarcerated with Scorpion, Adrian's shadowy life as Vulture may not be over, as the Sinister Six movie is on the horizon. Rest assured, it definitely won't be the last we see of Adrian and Gargan. Next up, Grandmaster. As the ruler of Sakaar, Grandmaster quickly became a tyrant, though still beloved by his people for creating the Contest of Champions. Gladiatorial battles where prisoners of Grandmaster fight to the death. He imprisoned Hulk and Thor, forcing them to battle one another, but soon was dethroned by his own people. Jeff Goldblum as Grandmaster is a delight to see, becoming one of the most renowned and standout characters in Thor Ragnarok. If he got his own solo project, we could see a little more of the behind-the-scenes working of his gladiatorial arena. Apologies, I haven't seen this movie in a while, so I can't remember how to say his name properly. But we're just going to call him the father of Shang-Chi. He may be a ruthless war criminal and a terrible father, but he was a kind, passionate husband and a grieving widower. His grand plan isn't about power and destruction, but rather about love and grief, as he is willing to destroy others to reunite with his dead wife. Given his life as an immortal crime lord and growing to be a master combatant, there is still much to see about this man. The origin of the rings remains an enigma, but we'd love to find out more about them. It's with these devices that he has become an unstoppable warlord, and getting to see his evil roots could make for a satisfying delight. And next up, Baron Zemo. Zemo is an unconventional MCU villain. Instead of using powers or any special gimmicks, he is fully aware that the best way to destroy the Avengers was to attack them from the inside. With his intelligence and hacking prowess, he caused the Avengers to turn on each other, and even to temporarily disband for good. Of all the Marvel villains, his plan has been arguably the most successful. Zemo has extensive military and tactical experience, making him a masterful spy and a dangerous, world-class foe. Watching him enact evil plans across the globe for 2 hours or more would be a treat. Finally, Aaron Davis, aka Prowler. Now, while we haven't seen Aaron Davis or Prowler in action just yet, the way he was introduced in Homecoming seems to indicate that Marvel has more plans for him down the line. The future for Prowler is uncertain, but making a solo film about him could prove to be a smart move if they intend to bring Miles in as the next Spider-Man. Let us know your thoughts on the list. Is there somebody we missed? Somebody that should have been included? Somebody that shouldn't have been on our list? Let us know in the comments section below. As always, give us a like, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification button to be notified of future videos. And if you want to support the show, buy us a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/cinemagold. Your support helps the channel grow. And we thank you for watching and listening, and we will see you next time.